Welcome back to my channel, Star Booze.
Among the most popular attractions on Pond, the invention of a rotating star system team of professionals and visitors who brought some veracity to the assertions made on the display. Of those specialists, one individual, Rebecca Romney, stood out as the expert on rare books, whose keen insights and a dynamic presence in a short amount of time made viewers feel deeply in love with her. However, following several seasons and numerous appearances, she abruptly left the show, leaving a large number of fans who were extremely perplexed, which increased inquiries concerning her fate. Numerous explanations have been proposed as to why she made the decision to go. However, was it her choice, or was there another factor at play taking place behind the camera? Let's discover the truth about the enigmatic Rebecca Romney's disappearance from Pawn Stars, and be with us while we investigate her activities. Since she stepped away from the limelight when History Pawn Stars was first broadcast on the channel, it attracted millions of fans in 2009 who liked each and every everyday pawn shop that had evolved into Onamong, the most watched television programs on. Although fans are aware of the backgrounds of Harrison's family, that played a big role and owned the store position in the program, there wasn't much details about their visiting specialists. Additionally, it wasn't a major problem until several of these visiting specialists were able to make an impact that lasts. Among those was Romney. Rebecca, the audience swiftly came closer to her when she frequently applied her understanding of uncommon as well as antique books to help store staff, the store and its clients. It wasn't long before fans were curious about their favorite visitor star. Following SOMI examination, it was discovered that Rebecca was reared in Las Vegas after being born there. Despite the fact that she was always love of reading, her first position was as a swimming instructor. In fact, by her own account, she entered the uncommon book commerce just by chance. She started studying French in high school and Japanese. Later on in her college career, she added Latin and ancient Greek to her linguistic list. She obtained a degree in languages and classical studies. In spite of this solid academic foundation, it has nothing to do with the world of uncommon books. Her exploration of the uncommon book industry got its start in the mid-2000s, when she began her career at Bowman Rare Las Vegas Books. The business had only established a new store there, providing her with availability of a large selection of rare books, historical records and manuscripts. Such opportunities would have been difficult to locate elsewhere. Rebecca revealed in a meeting, the business supports what I do. Bowman Rare Books is where I work. They've been in operation for many years and are situated at New York and Philadelphia. We possess a group that works full-time only to purchase. The Las Vegas gallery is run by myself, then selling uncommon items is my actual profession. Books, I don't provide outside advice. Taking care of the store keeps me occupied. Within a couple of years, Rebecca was elevated to the position of gallery manager. By the time producers of Pawn Stars contacted her, and she was already firmly ingrained in her function. Rebecca created history by being among there aren't many women specialists on the show. Her composed, perceptive and keen eye for specifics, and in-depth understanding of she stood out thanks to literature, not merely from other specialists, however the primary cast as well. Although her full name is Git and Rebecca Angelin keep her very private personal life, she hardly ever about everything pertaining to her family or where she resides at the moment. However, her career is self-evident. Her journey might begin with a degree that was unrelated and unintentional introduction to rare books, but her commitment drove her to increase her understanding. Rebecca then went to a school for rare books, which assisted her in moving up from sales to gallery manager before becoming a senior Bowman Rare Books director, all in a comparatively brief period. Her distinct and visibility on Pawn Stars made her enduring. In contrast to others, she added something to the recurring experts, distinct in both appearance and their area of expertise. For this reason, fans are still curious about her whereabouts and her current location. Rebecca initially showed up on TV during the fourth Pawn Stars season, which broadcast in the early 2010s. From that point on, Shetton became one of the show's most commonly highlighted outside specialists. Her looks made an impression on spectators that lasted enduring until her last appearance in the middle of the decade. However, her role extended beyond merely assessing historical texts that were taken into the store. To comprehend how she joined Pawn Stars, so we must examine how the show was filmed in Las Vegas, that observed actual persons bringing in uncommon or peculiar objects at the gold and silver pawn shop for sale or appraisal. Jules content to be the most frequently introduced in, but the program became well known for its emphasis on rare historical artifact background. Information was frequently presented in each episode. Details about these items, often either Rick or his father's explanation. However, Rick and the group occasionally couldn't confidently evaluate a product. When it occurred, they would bring within specialists to assess its genuineness and worth. This method increased the show's legitimacy and made the store appears more polished. Additionally, it encouraged viewers to have faith in the procedure they were viewing on the screen. Professionals would have taken into account the cost of repairs when providing projections. Here's where Rebecca tarred. Despite The fact that numerous guest experts Rebecca stood out among those who appeared on the show. She was more than just informed. Additionally, she had a successful on-camera presence. Ideal with the format of the show, and her role clicked in part because did she already have a personal life relationship with Rick Harrison. They were aware and other prior to her ever intervening in front of the camera. Indeed, prior to when the performance started, these two already were acquainted, and following that, it only drew them nearer. She clarified, we're, in fact, pals, we have double-doled and all that. But that's actually a card following our time together. From the show's filming, she continued, I actually, occasionally, do behind the scenes that Rick consults. However, for I usually come in for a shoot. This may occur up to 3 times a week, or merely once every month, depending on when they come across a book they truly desirable use for filming, and when a work like that has been brought in. She is told that what the object is prior to the commencement of filming. However, she frequently misses thieving prior to her appearing on set, and that the camera turns on that referred to her responses and assessments displayed on the screen were typically quite genuine, enhancing the genuineness that was valued by admirers. However, in the erratic realm of show commerce, there are instances in which the product she wasn't even told that to handle a circumstance like that. Rebecca stated, in my opinion, there are millions of books available. There, I am unaware of the complex details. I couldn't remember for every book imaginable, although I am aware of a respectable quantity. Any expert in such a field will inform you that being aware of where obtaining reliable information is also a component of expertise. Thus, I must know something before I leave. Mosley. Despite the Romney's employment status with the display, she is referred to as a guest expert. In advance, he claims that she operates a gallery full-time and is unable to just drop everything and head over there at any time. Additionally, she disclosed that she occasionally served as Rick's consultant behind the scenes, but the majority of the time they only made appearances for the episodes. Rebecca's porn star's adventure wasn't. It was constructed on a blend of practical experience, solid working connections, as well as a blend for television. Her presence enhanced the show's depth and legitimacy, making her among the most enduring specialists in its lengthy history. Rebecca, for profound understanding and wisdom to porn stars, particularly with relation to rare manuscripts, papers, and books. Her special knowledge added something unique to the program, making her an significant factor in what made it so. In the many years she spent on there, Rebecca gained notoriety for her ability to assess unusual and valuable novels, particularly those produced in the 15th and 20th centuries. Her cautious and educated evaluations revealed that she acted aware of what she was discussing. But since reality TV can feel scripted at times, lots of fans questioned whether her appearances on the program are either staged or real. There was a time when there was a major controversy around the show that put its continuation in jeopardy. There were claims that the program was fully staged. A fan selected to appear on the show as an extra when it was reported that the scene he was in required about, and he stated that they reran after an hour of shooting. Many scenes. According to him, they brought in that hit museum man to verify the article. Nothing seems heavily scripted, but there shoot a few of the discussions. The girl who had the object chose not to finally sell it. She didn't merely stroll day, but concurrently, Noon appeared to be following a script they were passing by at all. Evidently, this fan verified that the performance wasn't faked, as others made claims. The report provided by additionally, this fan noted that occasionally the creators notice something valuable broadcasting. They may inform the vendor to return at a later period because planning is necessary before filming. Next, when they arrive to film, there may be regular individuals who have additionally just come to buy stuff. Those individuals get fearful since they are most likely making an initial appearance on camera and might exhibit uneasiness. Dealing with that could result in a number of takes to do it correctly. Actually, items from the show have been removed by the producers as the vendor was unable to pull even camera together, but it doesn't talk frequently. Another sensible inclusion was provided by Brent Montgomery, and the show's executive producer outlined how sellers were screened prior to their appearance on Porn Stars Away Camera. It is imperative that we ensure these in fact folks will sell the items at a fair price, but if not, they're just attempting to appear on television. We worked that out quite rapidly. Additionally, Rebecca lent her voice when her admirers questioned whether the show was put on stage. They continue to operate pawn shop. Indeed, half of the location is now committed to swag, yet they continue to play pawns. As well as sales of other goods. I have never been in an expert scene myself, which I am aware of, where the vendor or the something was planted. That appeared to be clear claims for the majority of people. In addition to nevertheless, the show greatly increased the fame of its actors, turning them into reality television stars. In addition to the monetary words they were receiving regretfully regarding the Porn Stars cast, there were occasional tragedies. Among the fans' favorites, Corey Harrison's Chumley, a cast member, and Buddy Rother's own humorous and fascinating role a character to the program, which made it more entertaining to observe. However, he quickly discovered them embroiled in significant legal issues as Hugh was charged with sexual assault, and when his house was searched in connection with, they discovered several narcotics in the case, along with a gun. He was taken into custody and was charged with 19 drug-related charges as well as one charge for a weapon. His bail was more than $60,000, however. Months following his detention, the porn star struck a plea agreement with The agreement had spared him from going to prison, and it was facilitated because of the fact that sexual allegation of assault against him has no evidence, even following a comprehensive investigation of the claims. After 10 years into porn, Richard, an elderly guy, passed away tragically. After having Parkinson's disease at the age of 77, illness during a certain time. 5 years following the passing of his grandfather, Corey Harrison ended up in legal hot water. He was taken into custody for DUI early on September 8 at 3 in the morning, when his Ford vehicle veered out of the right-hand lane into the bike lane. Following authorities stopped him, it was stated that Corey's eyes were drooping, watery, and bloodshot was tested and had an alcoholic odor, affirmative, following a field sobriety test that was carried out. However, all that appeared nothing at all when Rick had to handle Asakan tragedy following the loss of chorus Adam Harrison, brother, as stated by according to a police report. Adam Harrison was located killed in mid-January in a guest house 2024. According to the report, nobody had observed Adam for a few days, requiring the landlord will visit Adam. Discovered him at the guest house, not responding. All of these regrettable events caused fans to fear other Pawn Stars members, including Rebecca, who had stopped appearing on the performance. Her last appearance on The appeared in the Field episode, Trip, which was broadcast on the 9th time of year in 2014, then shelved the show without saying anything. Of course, this brought up a lot of inquiries from fans, particularly since she was among the most well-liked specialists. It was even more perplexing because Rebecca and the producers never provided an explanation for her leaving. This lack of knowledge resulted in even greater interest, gossip, and conjecture. A few fans speculated that she might have been let go. Some questioned whether there had been any disputes with other actors. However, the reason for her departure is still unknown, and individuals are left to speculate about what could have occurred. Even despite the absence of a formal announcement, there is just one plausible theory. Rebecca most likely quit the show due to a change in career. According to reports, she departed from Las Vegas Bowman Rare Books and assumed a new role in the business in their office in Philadelphia. Given that porn filming for Stars takes place in Las Vegas, the move have been difficult for her to maintain taking part in the program. This concept is backed up by the timeline about her LinkedIn profile, which displays her employment change occurring at around the same time she departed from the performance. Regarding whether she continues to communicate with the porn stars, it's uncertain. Cast, no public details regarding their current connection. Despite the fact that Rick Harrison was pals with Rebecca, actually, there haven't been any recent sightings in public or indications that their fans are still in contact. Although they are not sure regarding the existing connection between Rebecca and the Porn Stars cast. At Bowman Rare Books, Rebecca's career had expanded. She received a promotion to agree to responsibilities in a higher position and finally rose to the position of Senior Bowman Rare Books Director, working just beneath the co-founder of the business, Bowman Natalie. Her tenure as director at Bowman remained until around 2016, when she changed significantly. She departed. The business will join yet another rare book company named Honey and Wax. Late in 2018, she authored a piece for the internet, where she mentioned a few of her favorite novels, offered by Wax and Honey. Among them was the work of Edgar Allan Poe in French and Black Orpheus, a magazine. Although she left Bowman because it was a significant step, the precise causes of which remains unknown. But in the midst of she departed from Honey and Wax in 2019, as okay. The cause in that instance was more evident. She desired to concentrate on beginning and managing her own business dealing in rare books. Type Punch is the name of that company, Washington, D.C.-based Matrix, where Rebecca is now a resident. The business is well known for being considerate, welcoming, and centered on developing a distinctive and contemporary space in the world of rare books. Even prior to launching her own business, Rebecca participated in a number of independent. Between around 2016 and 2017, her dedication to rare books served as the foundation for each phase of her path. Rebecca was a co-host of a podcast with her spouse called Rebecca Romney, JP. They were given space by the podcast to express their passion for reading, frequently hanging in dynamic, enjoyable conversations and occasionally, even minor disputes regarding various literary subjects, even after she went on after leaving Porn Stars. Her previous positions in the rare book industry. Rebecca's profession in the number of books kept increasing. Throughout the year, she was highlighted in a well-known booksellers as a documentary. This movie looked at people's lives who gather, market, and conserve antique and uncommon books. It was displayed at a number of important international film festivals. Her role in the movie was acclaimed by critics. Variety even wrote on her. Reflects the film's upbeat, hopeful off books. Rebecca is still employed, currently working on rare book projects, by way of Tight Punch Matrix, her company Herpetcast, among other endeavors. She continues to be a powerful voice in the uncommon book community. Her enthusiasm for protecting and honoring rare documents and books is a major motivator for her. She keeps encouraging readers and collectors with her from all throughout the world energy and expertise. Regarding in her private life, Rebecca would rather keep it confidential. Even if she social media profiles on websites such as she doesn't use Twitter or Instagram. Frequently divulge private information online. A well-known aspect of her private life is her J.P. Romney's marriage. A published Monster was written by the author Oni M. The Road. As said in a book, Fierce Reads is a targeted website that the couple has 2 kids. It's not surprised to learn that Rebecca is also a published author. She and her husband collaborated on writing a book referred to as Printer Errors. It is evident that they both have a deep affection for novels, which probably contributed to their first of all, united. Their respected individuals commended the teamwork. Publications such as the New York Times and the Washington Post, praising the book because it's enjoyable to read and simple to comprehend, even when describing intricate subjects. In addition to this Corrigan work, Rebecca has contributed numerous articles to reputable magazines and websites. She has contributed her expertise on the SIC, provided assistance on the Bowman Rare Books blog. Inform readers about valuable and Additionally, her work has been featured on well-known websites such as Literary and Crime Reads, Mental Floss, and Hub, where she provided knowledgeable observations and recorded their readers' fascination with her profound comprehensions of literature. Rebecca has additionally performed backstage chores at the literary realm. She has participated in modifying assignments and writing prefaces to other books. This demonstrates her versatility and how deeply engaged in a variety of domains of book research and writing. Some have questioned whether Rebecca is connected to Senator Mitt Romney of the United States. Yes, but only after completing. J.P. Romney, Rebecca's spouse, Isa, member of the Romney family. But in contrast to other members of HIS, J.P. has taken a different route, family, and has refrained from engaging in political activities. However, Rebecca's abilities extend well beyond writing and books. Additionally, she possesses an remarkable capacity for speech and possesses multilingualism. She is proficient in Greek, Latin, French, and Japanese. Furthermore, she is learning Old English at the moment, which is renowned for being quite challenging. Her proficiency in languages aids her in her work by permitting her to read rare and old literature in their native tongue instead of depending on interpretations. This provided a more profound and precise comprises of the works and their significance. If you enjoy reading as much as Rebecca, you may be curious about the types of books that she personally likes to read. Rebecca reads a variety of books. Interests. She likes science and romance. Fantasy as well as fiction. Lately, Rebecca, on Case's YouTube account, University of Western Reserve. In this look, she mentioned rare books. And discussed fascinating myth-related facts. Related to classic literature. Regarding in her present life, Rebecca appears to be investigating new avenues as she now resides in Philadelphia. Despite the fact that many fans will be thrilled to see her come back to the administrate, there is no indication that this will occur at any moment. But if you still wish to appreciate her extensive knowledge, there is good news regarding rare books. Rebecca frequently speaks at university and appears on various podcasts. By means of these public recordings and incidents, she keeps express her passion for rare books to a larger audience. Additionally, you can follow Rebecca on social media sites such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. She occasionally shares these websites updated regarding her business and work activities as well as her preferred literature. This enables her followers to remain in touch and keep learning from her. Rebecca Romney's transformation from a porn star to launching her own company selling rare books demonstrates her dedication and diligence. Although she might have moved away from Pawn Stars, she remained always close to her enthusiasm. She is still a reputable voice in her industry, considerate, informed, and powerful. Whether via her business speeches in public or writing, Rebecca keeps bringing unique books to life. Her enthusiasm from the beginning